Warning, spoilies ahead.
Like, so what was it? He was just being a famous butthole dude.
My movie.
Yeah, this is
So-
my movie. I'm in it. Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Anyway. Hello, people of the future. Welcome to Two Guys, One Film. I am Dylan.
And I'm Dane. And this week we watched the 1995 movie starring Kevin Costner, Waterworld. Waterworld.
Waterworld it is, you know?
Director Kevin Reynolds. Writers Peter Rader, David Twohy.
Yeah, they're not watching, doesn't matter.
Toohey.
Toohey. David
Well-
Toohey.
Look at the spelling on that, folks.
There you go, folks, yeah.
Stars Kevin Costner, Janine Triplehorn, and Dennis Hopper, and then what's her name? The girl Tina something.
Tina something. Yeah.
Anyway, quick synopsis: the polar ice caps have melted. We all know what that means. The world has become filled with water, and that means there's like people just adrift. You know, it's almost like a Mad Max of water.
Exactly. It's a world of water. It's a water world,
Yeah,
you know?
but not like
And
the
that's it.
amusement park in Colorado.
The thing yeah, true, very true, folks. That is not the same. It just it doesn't show the scale of it very much, because like you only see one small like colony thing, and then like the bad guys, but like
Mhm.
they never see any like other big thing like that. So it's pretty much just everyone just like by themselves on a boat.
Unless
you know,
you
like,
live in
that's-
like a community thing, I think
But
so.
like how many are those? Like it's just there's a lot of questions, but you don't
Well-
ask too many questions in Waterworld.
Well, no, there's a lot of stuff you don't do in Waterworld. It's
Yeah.
mentioned a few times.
Don't ask questions about the movie is the biggest
Yeah.
question.
Kevin Costner would say, "We don't do that. We don't ask
We don't
questions
do
in
that. We don't
Waterworld.
ask questions like that.
in Waterworld."
So we get the introduction of him, and he's peeing into his filtration system, and his pee is very green. But I mean
Yeah,
that
like-
makes sense. He's just
yeah.
drinking a lot of his pee, and he's
It's a
eating
recycled.
whatever the fuck he eats, lime leaves. Like I guess he's eating those. Like he's got a very green pee about him.
Yeah,
But I mean,
But
he
I mean,
also
when
is
it's-
a mutant. So
when it's survival, I mean,
yeah,
you do what you got to do. And I
I
mean,
think he's just
where did he
really
get the pee
enjoys it.
filter? Do you think he was smart enough? Did he build that, or do you think he bartered for it?
I
Because
don't
like
know.
when they, and I'm jumping around, and we always do, when they go down into like the like wreckage of like old world from the ancients or whatever,
Yeah,
it's like
It's not
normal
futuristic,
yeah,
yeah.
so it's like, oh, where'd you get the pee filter, bro?
like I feel like they've made it. There's like people that are like, oh, we've invented a way to filter pee, but like, yeah, did he make it or did he buy it? I feel like he bought it.
Yeah.
Like he
Well,
buys.
considering he can
he
go
buys
down
everything.
and get dirt.
Yeah, exactly. So, but nothing is free in Waterworld.
That's true.
Nothing is free. Cause he, I didn't take very much notes. This movie is kind of a blur to me.
This movie doesn't
But
have
I
very
know-
much dialogue.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Like
kind
a lot of
it's
it
kind
is them like once they escape that little like floating community with the poop water and the tree,
yeah,
like that's it. They're on the water. And then you
Yeah,
get
it's
like
just
little
mostly-
bits of like smokers and then them.
yeah.
But again, like maybe the version I watched, even though we were in the same theater,
I fell asleep during all the deleted scene parts
Yeah.
of the Ulysses cut.
yeah, the Ulysses.
I was too
cut.
busy. I was too busy eating my Cinnabon.
Yeah, he was
And-
nose deep in that. He wasn't paying attention. It's all right,
So,
though.
folks, I accidentally unintentionally watched the theatrical cut whilst the Ulysses cut was playing, so I missed a lot of the movie, but I missed 45 minutes of that movie apparently.
Yeah. But I mean,
Not at once.
some
But
of it might be like no dialogue. Could be just floating around.
who knows? But so there's that dude that like steals his fucking limes.
Like, you know what? Like,
so he's going down there.
I
and
would
he's
be, I would be fucking furious.
yeah.
Because I mean,
But it's like I know he didn't have time for that because like the smokers were coming. But
Yeah.
I like how he fucks that guy over to be like, well, fuck you, dude. What you get for stealing my limes? Like,
but like, think about like how bad that would be. Like, if someone stole those fucking limes. Like, not only are there no bees, but I mean, like, he would have had to like sit there and either he bought that or he bought it from someone that had to like meticulously pollinate a tiny little bonsai to grow fucking limes.
well, and now like he's got to wait for that to grow more.
Yeah.
And like those were like fucking full grown too. It's like
Yeah.
that's gonna take a while for it to grow some more limes. So it's like
Yeah.
you fucked him. You fucked his limes up.
His boat's pretty badass though.
Okay, I do like his boat. I like him zipping around, flipping around, doing cool shit. Like he's one with his boat.
Yeah.
You know? He's got cool
Well,
shit
he
going on.
even
on it.
talks
Clicks
about
like,
it later on about like how it's like his friend.
Yeah.
He's like, it doesn't fucking steal my shit when I sleep. It doesn't try and kill me when I'm sleeping. You know, it's always
It's
there.
just my boat. It's
Yeah.
my boat.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty cool boat. And it's like, oh, your sails are down. You're not going anywhere. And then
He's like,
click,
and then that thing pops out and
ooh, and then it starts going, dude. And they're like, ooh,
like
what?
fast. The thing's
Yeah.
fast.
But the one thing that is a complaint for me. I have many, not a whole lot, folks, but I have many. The one is music. The music just doesn't fit to the style of the movie. Like I know it's supposed to be like an adventure action movie, but it's a post-apocalyptic adventure movie, and it's got like fucking Indiana Jones, Steven Spielberg score going on.
Yeah.
And it's like this epic movie score for Waterworld. Like it shouldn't be that. I feel like it should have been a different.
Well, I mean, don't tell that to Kevin
Style.
Costner. You don't want to piss him off.
Yeah,
Hey, that's why I fought for that. I wanted it to be that.
but like it should have been. It should have been different. Like I'm not talking like level of like.
See, I was thinking
It
more
still
like
could have been like orchestral, but
tribally, maybe like
yeah, exactly. Like some drums, like what they would have left, but like it doesn't need to be like dun 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 kind of a thing. Like when action's going on, like
Yeah.
It didn't need to be that. It was like let's
yeah,
bring
it's
it down,
it's over the
settle
top.
it.
Like when
It's
when
just
he
like-
starts doing stuff, it's like, and here's his theme music. Yeah,
Yeah, like at the beginning when he's like flipping around on the boat doing stuff, it's like oh this epic music, and then when the smokers are attacking, it's like this epic music going on. It's like it just didn't fit with the tone of what they were trying to do for the movie, you know, for like
But
the style and what you're
I
trying to
think-
convey.
I think what made people make fun of this so much is how serious he fucking was and how
Yeah.
goofy it turned out.
Exactly. Like yeah, he's the only one playing it straight, and it's like
And everybody else has like, it kind of seems like they're having fun with it,
yeah,
and that's probably why it
'Cause
was a
it's-
bitch to work with him.
because it is like at the end of the day, it's a fucking goofy movie of like oh the world is full of water now. There's no way that the entire world would be flooded from the polar ice caps, but it is. Don't fucking think about it.
Yeah.
It's just nothing but water. And then people live in floating stuff in cities, and they got weird clothes on, and like now we say hydro instead of water.
Yeah.
Whoa. Because we're surrounded by water, so it'd be stupid to say water.
Right?
It's everywhere.
Yeah,
So
that's
like yeah,
hydro.
it's like they're all in this like world that's got a certain style to it, and he's just like.
I'm a stoic mariner. I love my boat.
I don't have a name. Brr, 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 brr.
Well, I have no friends.
Except for my boat. It's my friend.
Arr.
But then he
See, I don't think that was in the
like
theatrical cut.
the
I don't
way,
remember him talking about his boat being his friend, so that must.
Oh,
have been
okay, so then
a
there's-
Ulysses cut, yeah,
which was
so I
actually
like,
kind of cool. I was like, oh,
yeah, because
okay.
it helps.
See,
I mean,
again,
it just
they flesh out the characters a little more, and I don't know. I think it might have been his fault that there's a Ulysses cut. Like, I think it might have been him that wanted that. But I read
like the
something
studio
along the
that's like,
lines
"Hey,
that were
this
like, "Oh,
is
you need to
too
cut.
long."
Yeah, you need to cut like a bunch of this." He didn't want
Yeah.
to cut a bunch of it, but so anyway, yeah, there's that. He talks about his boat and stuff, and he kind of comes off like when I watched it this time as like a because he's been alone for so long, almost childish.
Yeah, like
because he runs around that boat like, this is mine,
Yeah.
you don't touch that, this is mine.
and like he gets so angry so fast and like a child. Like, yeah, you put it right. He's acting like a kid. Like he was just a fucking butthole.
Yeah.
But to be fair, all right, I'm gonna go different style on this, folks. I'm not looking at my fucking notes that much. We're not going in order.
It's kind of
That's
hard with the
boring.
notes because I kind of just did
Yeah,
stuff. So
that's boring when we do it in order.
I didn't know this movie was going to become a discussion.
To be fair, the girl and the mom, or like her mom, are kind of pieces of shit when they first go on his boat.
Yeah.
They do not respect his shit. They're doing stuff, and he like has stated so many times, "Don't fucking touch shit. Don't do this. This is my boat." And she does this whole thing later on when she shoots the grappling hook
Dude, that pissed me
fucking
off. And he
plane,
was like,
and,
no!
He was coming. She's like, "Well, you ran away." He's like, "Cause I was getting a fucking thing, dude."
And then
so
he
she
even
ruined
tells
his
her,
boat.
cut the fucking... He gets like, cut it!
Mhm.
And it just
So
rips
that's
at
when,
it, dude.
yeah.
I'd have
And
been
that's when
pissed,
I
too.
was like, cuts her hair and all that shit, and I was like, you know what? You fucking deserve that. You didn't
Seriously.
respect the Mariner's boat, you know? Whatever.
I know when he throws what's her name in the water.
I love that. Just fuck you.
Well, she
well, at that point too, she was being
Yeah.
a little turd.
like
You
did
know?
I
was
think
like, oh, you'd
he,
be if you wouldn't be so ugly if you didn't have long hair. And it's like, you know what? Fuck you.
yeah,
And
fuck
it's like
you. I'll just throw you in
constantly
the water. And she's like, she
Yeah,
can't
how
swim.
do you
And he's
like
like,
like, okay.
I knew he would. Like, it's obvious he's not going to leave her there.
No, he's not that heartless. But
No.
when you disrespect a man, a mutant man,
Who's
on his
already
boat,
constantly being called a freak.
and he's brought you upon his boat because you saved his life, and you're
But
gonna
then
act like
she
that?
did save his life.
But that doesn't give them the right to make the boat theirs.
No.
And
no.
to
break things. Like, she's
and to
drawn
break
around,
things.
whatever.
Yeah, which I know he like freaks out, like,
Ah, it's my stuff. I like it a certain way.
but like not listening to him. It's his boat. He's
Yeah.
a man of the water. He lives on the water. He's a Waterworld man.
Yeah.
He is Waterworld.
Basically.
I do like his like scavenging shit, and he gets those like ski boots
Oh, yeah.
and like puts them on, and then that guy later steals them. But I'm like, realistically, thinking about running around in ski boots
That
is
would hurt,
fucking
dude.
awful because they don't move. They don't.
No, they
move.
don't.
They are locked. So you're like
Yeah.
you have to like it the way you'd have to move around. Like
Also,
oh God,
there's
and that
no way
guy's
the
like,
inside of
"Ugh."
those are like... There's no padding in there. There's no
Yeah,
fucking way.
they've been on the bottom of the ocean floor for who knows how long.
Like,
Surprisingly, it's still in good shape. So.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about the weird colony he goes to where we meet Ilona and her surrogate mother,
Yeah.
and so
Did
we,
you?
like,
So
they
before we go, did you
Yeah.
do we find out in your theatrical version why and about her and stuff?
so she says that she's not her real mom. I don't know. I wasn't
Okay.
really paying attention to that.
She's not a
part,
real
'cause,
mom.
like,
She floated in a basket,
yeah, like that part. I
And-
think they say.
and she had dirt with her and stuff. So that's why a lot of people thought she came from like dry land. And then she
Yeah.
had that tattoo and stuff. And I guess they were like, well, fine, you can keep her, but you can't have any kids of your own because you're basically taking up space with her.
Yeah,
And I'm like, that kind of seems fair.
that part they didn't say. Yeah, so like they put that in, but they didn't add that all to it.
Yeah.
Like they just said, "Oh, I'm not her real mother," you know, blah blah blah. But like,
And they cut that part out.
yeah, they cut little bits. Once again, I might not have been paying fully attention. I kind of was like also trying to take notes, and parts of this movie did bore me.
Yeah.
Still to this
it's,
day. So there's parts where I'm just like, but yeah, I know that she's not her mother. But yeah, so they live in this weird community thing with a tree in it, and they're dumping bodies into matcha, whatever that shit is in the ground off. It's compost or it's waste. Whatever.
I'm assuming it feeds the tree, but it looks like
Yeah.
shit water.
And he's cool with the kids, you know, like he's shining the fucking mirror in those kids' faces. But I like that he's like, there's one for each of you if none of my shit leaves this boat. If all of my shit's here when I come back, all of you can have one of these. And
But
that's
then
like,
they're
cool.
little
He's
fuckers
like,
anyway.
yeah, they're all that
Well,
whole fucking
Yeah, that whole
community
community is fuckers.
anyway.
Like, how are you gonna put these fucking elders in charge? Like, what is
Yeah,
that?
hey, that's what we do now in America. So
Well,
nothing changes in Waterworld. Let's put the most elderly people possible out of touch with current times let's put them in charge, and they wear cool hats. You
I'm
know.
I'm eating my words, sir.
Yeah. Um. So, he has a big jar of dirt, and he gets a bunch of hydro for it, and then he goes to the shop where he meets what's her name, and this is something that was weird to me. It was he's like, oh, is that a tomato plant? And she goes, oh, that's cool. How'd you know? He's like, oh, I read it in a book once, but he says it like he's seen one,
Yeah.
and so like I was like, oh, he's been to dry land
Well,
because he knows what a tomato plant is, but he hasn't. He's
Yeah.
never said he has. He lies to him, but he's like, oh, I totally been. So like, I don't know why he had to say that like that to her. Like, oh, is that a tomato plant? She's like, oh, he's like, yeah, I read it in a book once, but he said it like, oh yeah, I wouldn't know what that is because I just read it in a book.
Yeah.
Like,
Can I? I'll take that too.
yeah. So it's
Like
like
how that
I don't
guy
know why he.
like. This is one thing I just remembered that guy the way he like eats some of the dirt.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I'm like, why?
it's so good. That's
It's
real
pure.
stuff. That's pure stuff. It's just
Like,
from the
but
bottom of the
wouldn't they
ocean,
be able to
folks.
tell if it was from the bottom of the ocean? Wouldn't it be like filled with? Wouldn't it be salty?
No, I mean, maybe not. I mean, he's filtered it or it's dried out long enough. But I mean, like it. I mean, if it's on the coast, even still, there'd still be water on it, so it'd have that salty. I don't
Sure.
think they honestly know because they haven't been around land. So they probably just assume, oh yeah,
Yeah, but I
land
mean,
would
a few
taste
of them
like
would
that. So
probably
it's
get.
like,
Well, I mean, I would assume that they've gotten salt water in their mouth before. But then you're
yeah,
right; they
but
haven't been around land, so of
they're like,
course it
oh,
could
it's
just be salty.
just totally what land tastes like. This is the real deal. So
Yep.
it's like, I don't know.
Well, how do you fake dirt?
Yeah,
He just swept
coffee
it up off of
grounds.
his
Yeah.
boat.
And
Just
it's
dust.
a brilliant idea. Just go to the bottom, scoop up a jar, and sell it to idiots. I go, wow, land.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, if you can, why not?
Yeah, fuck it.
It's like all kinds of crazy shit from the bottom,
Yeah, and he like
like his little harmonica thing.
yeah, and he's
Did
got
you
like
see that?
a microchip or something on his like neck or some shit like that. I didn't see a harmonica thing. What?
Okay, so like, there's like a small scene where there's wind blowing through this harmonica, like just like when it's like coming
Oh
up
no,
onto the boat.
yeah, no, I did see that part. Yeah, yeah, because I was like, what the fuck is that? But it's like just a doodad's on because it shows like other shit on his boat, and then it goes
Yeah.
to that, and it's like, "Whee." Yeah, okay, I do remember that now. Yeah, I thought there was a part of him just like fucking going
Just
to town
wailing on
blues
the
traveler
harmonica.
style. He's like, oh, this old thing.
That's when they locked him in the cage. He busted out his harp.
Oh yeah, so he gets locked up because they find out he's a mutant because he has gills behind his ears.
And they're like, "You're not a man." I'm like, he can breathe underwater, and he's basically a dude with webbed feet. What the
and all
fuck?
he wanted was his shit and to leave.
Yeah.
And he was ready to leave peacefully. But
I like it when he's in that like bar thing and he's getting the hydro, and that guy's like sitting out close to him, and he's just like,
yeah, I do like. There are times where I like the way that the character's portrayed, but that's only like maybe 10% of the film, if that. Other times I'm like, oh, it's just Kevin Costner being wooden. But
basically, yes.
there are times when that pays off, for moments where it's like he doesn't know how to interact with other people, and the way he just is like, I don't like you, kind of a thing.
Yeah, get away from.
So like, when they're trying to like keep him from leaving, he just like straight up like fucking hits a dude and throws him in the water, and it's just like, fuck you. Like, I like that.
Yeah.
He killed someone. It was for self-defense. It's like, well,
I'm like, so why are you going to defend him and then toss him in that shit anyway? What's the point? You're just going to put him in the.
The elders said.
Oh yeah, I forgot it was the elders. They always fuck everything up.
Fucking elderly people.
Yeah, but I mean, they're so like their brains are so mushy that like even like the young people, if they want shit, they just yell loud enough in the town meeting.
Yeah,
like they do.
They're all out in the sun for fucking ever, and so they got brain rot.
Well, like remember, like there's that like town meeting, and they're like, and there's like this stuff on his boat, and we don't know what it does. And it's like
that's
that,
taken out. I didn't see that.
Okay, so there's a part where they're
okay, yeah.
It's like the elders, and like the whole town, and they're talking about him, like what to do with him, because they don't decide right away, like you're gonna be put to death.
Yeah.
They're chilling in this area, and this guy is like, we found this on his boat, and it's like that like Thigh Master thing, and like they're like, it looks like a torture device, and we don't know what it is. There's like a clarinet, and they don't know what it is. Like
that's fucking hilarious.
All this simple shit that we take for granted that we know, and he's like, this is like spy shit. He's a smoker, like, and so like, what's her name? The fake mom. She's like, well, he didn't do anything. All he wanted to, basically what you said, he wanted to fucking get his shit and go.
Yeah.
And like this shit happened, blah blah blah. And they're like, well, you know what? Maybe he's here because of your stupid daughter, or that stupid girl you're taking care of.
We want to get
Because she's
rid of
got
her.
that fucking map. Yeah, so they want to get rid of her too, and so that shuts her up. Because everybody starts, because it's like this one lady that's like, maybe we ought to get rid of her too, and she's like,
Oh my
fuck,
God.
and they're like, yeah, yeah. The whole town starts, because
Yeah,
the
so
like it's easy to get on the elder's side and make them do what you want.
in the theatrical cut, in the Dylan wasn't paying attention while eating Cinnabon cut, it goes to they find out he's got gills, and they're like, he must be a smoke, like he may be a smoker spy, and they start grabbing him. He's like, he's got gills, and then they like fight him, goes in the water, stabs a dude or whatever,
They put the net over
and then
him.
he put the net over him, and then it cuts to it's like nighttime, and he's like in the cage.
Okay, yeah. So like they do like that whole thing. There's a part where these kids come by and taunt him.
I think that happens too.
And he
Yeah,
grabs
that
that kid.
happens. Yeah, like that I remember happening, but yeah, they didn't like none of that other shit.
And then there was, and then the guy, the best way I can describe him, the guy that was in Sister Act, he played a monk or whatever. He's like that little dude with the like goatee, but in this, he's the guy that flies the hot air balloon in this.
Right. Yes. Yes.
He goes and talks
the
to
mad
him.
scientist. Yeah,
Yeah.
because he wants to see if his gills are functioning or if they're just vestigial. Oh, they function.
And he keeps fucking with him too.
Yeah. But he was just curious because that guy is trying to decipher the map on Alona's back.
Yeah.
And he's got a magical flying machine that he's going to go around the world in 80 days with.
Yeah.
So, and he's got big old mustache, crazy hair. He's a mad scientist. I wouldn't say he's a mad scientist.
He's just a scientist.
crazy
He's just trying to figure stuff out. But he seems to be smart. I mean, he did create a balloon after all that can
yeah, exactly. Float and go forever.
Yeah.
So then they get attacked by the smokers.
Yeah, they're about to put him in the cage, or they have him in the cage. They're lowering him in.
Yeah.
And the guy on the tower sees him off into the distance, like a shitload of smokers.
Yeah.
In.
Dennis Hoppy is introduced. The best part of this movie.
He chews the scenery so hard, it's awesome.
Oh, so fucking good. Worth it though. But see, he knew what the kind of movie it was.
He played the villain properly. It was great.
He knew what it was. He was like, I don't know. He knew what he was. The homework. He did it. But like, and then you got like it's basically like the attack in Road Warrior. You know,
on the gas
attacking
station thing.
And you got. I want the job of the flag corps dude that was just like telling people what to do, and I was like, that's fucking.
And I'm thinking like, good God, these guys are organized. Like
hey,
they literally tell each other like moves for their like planned out battle with like just.
He runs a tight ship, you know. They use those on the boats, and you know, Navy uses those. So he's like, let's fucking use them. And he's trained all of his people up. Everybody knows their job. Everyone's got a purpose. Meanwhile, this dinkus town,
like
there's
a few dudes like crashing and stuff, but they're pretty tight.
Yeah,
like
there's one guy that's job is just kamikaze at one point. Yeah, he's like kamikaze, and the guy's like, okay, and he just drives his boat and makes a fucking hole, you know.
That's a big hole.
Yep. They're fighting, and if you ever go to, I still have yet to see the show. I've been to Universal a couple times. Universal Studios has a Waterworld attraction where you're like in the stands, and it looks like that area getting attacked. Like a plane comes in at one point, dudes come out on jet skis, like do the under the water thing. Like it looks sick. Cool. I have yet to sit down and watch it, but from what I've seen of it, I'm like, that looks pretty fucking cool, actually. But that's going on. Dudes are going like whoosh, with the jet skis coming out, shooting people left and right. The guy with the big machine gun, you know.
Oh, the guy in the cool pig mask.
And then meanwhile, like poor Mariner's like, "Oh, get me out of here! I'll help you fight." And everyone's like, "Nope,
no, we're too busy running and screaming."
Yeah.
And then of course this thing has like fall in that shit water.
Oh God! And he's got like that. Oh yeah, because that dude comes up, flies, and hits the thing, and then they fall in, and he kills the dude, and he grabs a knife. Yeah. But like, then the dumb scientist guy accidentally pulls a lever, and the shit's going up the fucking balloon. And so he's like, "Oh, hurry! It was an accident. I'm so sorry." So he's fucking gone. And so then the girls have to go like, "Oh, what about this dude? He's got a boat."
Yeah. And she goes down there. He's like, "Oh, hey, I'll help you get. If I help you get out of this, will you take?" Because he's like, "Sure."
Sure. Yeah, I'm drowning in shit water right now. Whatever you say.
Yeah.
And then even at this moment, he's like, he's really, you know, he's trying to help, like, get out of there, and he's, like, trying to use them to help, but he's, like, already finding out they're huge fucking idiots, and he's just like, the thing, go get the thing. And they're like, oh, okay. And then he's like, no, the other side. And so then he just has to like fucking do that badass like rope up there, get it, move the thing, and then jump back down. And it's
But you
like,
have what's her name like yelling at him like,
yeah,
you gotta move
move
this,
the thing,
move this,
move,
push
move,
it,
move.
push
Yeah.
it. And I'd be like, oh my god, kid,
Stop.
you're killing me.
You're not fucking helping me. You're not fucking helping me.
Once is enough. Once is
Yeah.
enough. Which way does it go?
Move, 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 move.
I mean, I could understand why a kid would be freaked out in that situation.
Yeah, exactly. I do like what he does with the machine gun guy that's just still
Oh
going.
yeah,
That was fucking cool.
that's great. How
Yeah.
they're like, stop.
Yeah, and it's just like, yeah,
he's
he's
just sitting there
moving
like,
the... And my favorite was like, Chuck. He's like, oh, is Chuck his name? He's like, maybe he doesn't respond to that. Charles, call him Charles. Like, that was fucking hilarious. And then, like, still, while the machine gun's coming up to him, Dennis Hopper's yelling, Charles. Like, it's
I love that,
funny.
and just like bailing off the side of the
By
thing.
cousins, and then boosh.
But like that, this time watching it, I realized that that was a refueling boat because they come up beside it, and like the smokers refill their jet skis, and I was like, that's
Because
what
that big old like
fucking
the big blob thing
Yeah.
is. I thought like they never like I always thought that was just like something that was gonna like
because he
blow
talks
up
about
or,
it
like,
later. He's like, man, and then they blew up. They talk about like the fuel tank, like the fuel. They're like fuel refueler boat thingies,
Yeah, they never. I didn't know that was what the.
and
It makes sense
they
now.
actually show it.
Oh, I didn't
Like
see
they
that
get,
either.
like two guys are like pulled up and they pull the gas things out and they go flying off again.
Oh shit! Yeah, no.
Yeah,
That,
see, this stuff makes these things make more sense.
It's cool. Like I like. Fuck. Now I feel like watching the Ulysses cut. Maybe I'll enjoy it differently. But
It's
whatever.
yeah, it's different. They show some more stuff. It might make some of the more boring scenes a little bit more fun to watch.
Yeah. Because I mean, after this it kind of gets into a very big slog.
Well,
For
they're
me-
out on the ocean, and that's
Yeah. But like they just keep doing the same thing over, which is little girl and lady piss him off to the point where he doesn't talk to them and he does something rash and then makes up for it, and then this, and then they meet a guy on a boat that's crazy, and then he goes to sell her for the fucking pieces of paper, but then he changes his mind. Blah blah blah. Like it's just so much of it is just like we get it. Like we could have
But
done.
I mean, in the version I watched, I think maybe that's where he like talks about his boat and stuff, and
Yeah, see, like they don't get a whole lot of
like what's her name? Kind of the little what Enola. Alona.
Oh yeah,
Enola.
Enola, because it's alone. I learned that it's alone backwards. Enola. I'm like,
Oh, okay.
That's clever.
She's fucking with him all the time.
Yeah,
She
And,
always
like-
says mean shit to people, so it's just
Yeah.
like no wonder they get pissed off.
exactly. Like I'd be pissed off too, Like, and
Like,
it's
dude, you're talking all the time, but you always say mean things. Why you always gotta be
touching
so mean?
my shit. I told you not to touch my shit. Using all my crayons
Yeah,
and like I don't know, man.
drawing all over my boat, which I wouldn't mind. I'd be like, you can whatever, that's fine.
It's my shit, man. My fucking boat. It's my thing.
What's that? I'm decorating. He's like trying to scrub the crayon off.
Yeah, there's a part of my notes when it's after the attack and Dennis Hopper, because they're looking for Enola because they want the map,
Yeah.
and they got those two dudes strung up, and he's like, one of you tells me and the other one lives, blah blah blah, and he kills the one guy, and the guy tells him, he's like, you said me, he's like, oh, I did say that, didn't I? Did I? I don't know.
I don't
And he
know.
hands the
Here,
gun to the
yeah,
other
just here.
guy. And the guy shoots the guy and then looks down the barrel of the
Yeah,
gun.
I was like-
and I was like, what the fuck, dude? You
Like-
just shot that, and you're just like, huh, okay.
Yeah, and he's got his finger on the trigger still. I was just like,
I mean, it also goes to show, like, none of them are bright of the bad guys. Like, even Dennis Hopper being the leader, he's not really that smart. Which is kind of cool. I like that. He's not like this overly calculated, smart bad guy. He's just like, I don't know, I'm in power, people will listen to me. Whatever.
yeah, people listen to me. They don't know shit because I fucking just tell them what they want to hear, basically. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Like the whole like, oh, we don't know, we haven't deciphered the map, but it'll take them months until they find that out.
Yeah. Be too busy rowing this fucking thing. Do you
So
think?
like, I like that. Bit
do you
of it.
think that they could fucking? Do you think if you had enough people, you could row a boat that big?
I think so. I don't think that fast, but
Because I kept seeing that. I'm like, I wonder if they could actually do that. It's
It
crazy.
depends on how many. Like, I feel like if they had a lot of people, because they look like they're not even like trying that hard. So if they have
Yeah.
enough people and everybody puts in the same effort, I think they can get that thing cruising. But I don't know. I don't see why not. I mean, it's buoyant. You just got to get some friction on it, get moving.
It just looks like it's just.
Just like
Oh, and they got that
But-
car that they can drive around inside of it too.
which is so fucking great. And just handing out cigarettes, like
Yeah, just
what a fucking cool dude. Like, here's cigarettes for all. We're in a car, and then you got some poor old man in a boat. Down
I
in
felt
the
bad
oil.
for that dude.
Yeah, I do. I do like his like, oh thank God, and then just
Yeah.
like, but yeah, like he's just like, we have this many things left of oil, and I just like when Dennis Hopper
he's
goes
just, like,
to flick a
black
cigarette
stuff.
into it, and the guy like, ugh, the guy fucking grabs it. That was so fucking cool.
He like spits on that dude.
Yeah,
I like how he like it hits him and he's like, "Thanks, sir," and close
Yeah.
that thing.
like when he goes to flick the cigarette.
The guy's like, ah! The guy with the like weird oxygen mask thing.
yeah, I don't know why he has that. Like they don't really explain if he needs it, but
No, and not.
he's the
not-
one that makes the eye, isn't he?
Yeah, he's sitting there like.
Yeah, he's like
painting it.
painting it with a big old brush, and like it's like all gross looking and like.
Has like the shitty like eyelashes or whatever.
Oh no, it looks great, sir.
All right, you tell me the truth. I know it looks like
Looks-
shit.
Yeah, thank you, and that's why I appreciate her.
That's why I appreciate children because they're brutal honest.
Yeah,
Then he looks in the mirror. It does look like shit.
yeah, grr. Like rolls on the ground too. So fucking good. The
I like how he walks out. That's when he walks out there and he starts talking. All those guys, his eyes still gushing. Or is
Yeah,
is that no? That's
that
after.
they took that. Yeah, that they yeah.
That's when he
tells-
gets on the. That's when he's talking
the-
to those other guys.
Yeah,
Those dudes when he's like, oh well, if you tell me where you're going and this guy, I'll
Yeah.
let you live. Because that's when he had jumped off the boat. That's how he lost his eye.
yeah.
And that's when he's standing there and he pulls it up and it's just all.
I like that part when the plane is finding the boat, and Enola starts waving.
Oh,
at
and
him,
he's like,
and he
what
hits
you
her on that.
thinking?
What you thinking about? And I was just like,
I
I
was
fucking
like,
love that. Did you notice that the pilot was Jack Black?
I did.
I didn't notice that until after he had landed and like they were back at the boat talking.
And he
to-
was like,
I was
yeah.
like, oh, it's fucking Jack Black. He's like trying to shoot the thing out, you
Yeah.
know, like. I mean, it was cool what she did. She shot a dude in a plane, like through him, you know. But now
Yeah.
you fucked everybody up, and you fucked the little gun at the end up because now it's broken off the boat. It's getting wrapped around, and the plane gets away. Is the shitty part.
yeah.
You know? So it's like, you did all that for nothing, lady. You ruined the boat. He's got to climb up there because now the thing's broke. He can't do his cool, like,
Yeah.
up
Because he
there.
tries
So-
to. He's like,
Yeah.
damn it.
I do like that, though. It's like slowly going around. The guy's like trying to shoot it, you know?
I love that. Just that.
Hanging out, like, sideways of it. They're on the water, you know, and there's that, like, little thing floating. And there's like all those people on it, and I like how they have
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
and
Home
they're-
Alone,
yeah.
you know, or they're like waving and stuff, and like that was cool. I really liked that scene because of like the trap they set, but also the jet ski dudes that are like underwater.
Yeah, when he
like,
goes to like look in that little like.
yeah, and they're all just like sitting there fucking waiting for it to like that was fucking cool. Like that scene, I was like, nice.
And then again, and that right there, I was just like, man, they're like so organized.
Yeah.
Like for the bad guys are never organized like that. That's
no,
why
but I
it's-
mean, he runs that ship like a ship, you know.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their fucking duties. Everyone knows their job, and he's like, "Hey, jet ski guys, go down there and wait. We'll tether you down." He's like, "Got it." You
yeah,
know?
you just cut the lines when the guy shoots into the water.
yeah, exactly.
The fucking weird 1980s like Renaissance guy. That's what he reminds me. He looks like he should be in a movie that would be like
he
like
looks
a
like he should be in
1980s.
Willow.
yes,
You know, like
Yes,
he would have
yes.
been perfect in Willow.
like the
He's
hair.
got the fucking hair for it, like this, and the face, a big square
yeah
face for it.
like that and that weird like nose and stuff. He's just
Yeah.
very like.
He would be better in a fantasy based movie.
Yes,
yes,
yes.
Exactly.
I mean, not that
Which
this isn't
Waterworld,
like
I guess.
fantasy, but you know,
Yeah.
sci-fi.
So when they're escaping and they're like on the net, I like how, you know, he's like, "Hey, get over here," and they get on those chairs, and he does that
Like,
cool
pull
like
the-
fucking holding himself
Yeah.
sideways. What happens if like they weren't on that because he needed 3 people in order to do that. So it's lucky that he had 2 other people to help
Well, I
him
mean,
move the boat
he
enough
wouldn't.
to
He
miss the
probably
mesh.
he probably wouldn't have been looking for dry land at that point. He would just left
And
or
they wouldn't have been
escaped.
fucking with him. That's true. So I guess, it's a good
Yeah,
thing, though.
and
Showing off, though, like how he's good with his core, dude. He can just fucking vertical hold
but then
himself
doesn't it
like
turn
that,
out
dude.
that they find out or what's her name finds out that like he didn't know where dry land was at all. And he was
Yeah,
just like, I
because
was just taking you there to basically sell you off.
yeah, and he was just like, "You want to see what the fucking like what happened to land? I'll show you." And then that's when they do like the diving bell.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like they do the like I want to skip that scene. I don't think I took notes on it. I didn't like it. It was too long for what it was. Was when they get that guy and it's like, "Don't you guys have a code?" And like they bring him on board, and he's like gonna sell off that girl or that lady for like the fucking thing, like the papers, the National
Oh, he
Geographic
was
and
just
stuff.
gonna. They were just gonna. He's like, oh, I haven't been with a woman for. He's like, fine, half hour.
Yeah, and like that whole scene was way too long. That like
It-
whole interaction with that crazy guy and like the whole shit going on, like him being on the boat and then everything like that, and like it was just going on too long. Like I get it, it was there to show the mariner like, oh wait, no, never mind, fuck you. I don't want these things. I like these people. I shouldn't treat people like this.
yeah.
And then fucking kills them anyway. But like it just that went on for too long, and I started losing interest because I'm like, this is getting weird and creepy, and this guy's
Yeah.
like
It just.
hamming it up, and it's just like it went on for
It,
too long. Not the
yeah.
scene itself of like him and her down below because that's like really that's it.
Yeah.
But like all of that build up to it for like
For
it's just
just
too
that.
much for nothing for just that. Yeah.
Yeah, like it didn't need to go on that long. He could have sat there. And
No.
he could have been like, "Hey, check it out. I've got paper," and he would have been like,
Yeah.
"All right, that's cool. You can have a half hour. Go down there, get it over with, and then kill him or whatever. Take all of
Yeah.
his shit like he does."
But then like I know he's got to learn like oh that's not the right thing to do. I'll go down there and stop it.
But they sit there and
But
they
like
literally show them bartering.
yeah, for too long. The coming up to the boat, the guy's all crazy in the sun, and it's just like they should have cut that down and not the stuff that helped develop the character and the world and the lore and shit like
Yeah.
that. Like, I think from what you've described to me right now of like the deleted scenes, it kind of makes me like the Mariner a little more and more.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I understand him now, and not just like he's just like I'm a butthole and I don't like nobody.
And I'm
like,
a little
it's
kid, and I don't like people. I'm selfish.
yeah, like it's starting to make more sense now, knowing like I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it now.
But I
But yeah,
mean, like,
now
there's a part where he's talking to what's her name, Enola, and she says something about like, well, like being called a freak. Like he kind of bonds with her, I think, at that point.
yeah, see, they didn't show that. They just like suddenly
God, dude, like they're also all of a
like
sudden swimming in the water together because
well
she
they
doesn't know how to swim.
yeah, there's that part. Like they show that like the next day it's like nighttime. He kind of says something once again. I don't remember much because it was just not grabbing me at that moment. And then yeah, the next morning he's like teaching her how to swim, which is cool. They're friends now. But
Well,
then yeah,
because
like later on in the movie,
she goes like, I don't know how to swim, and he goes like, well, that's
yeah,
weird. I've never met anybody that doesn't know how to swim.
yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it was like,
Which would be strange, especially like
in a world full of water,
yeah.
probably should know how to swim. Like
But
yeah, I remember that part, but yeah, like that scene was kind of cut down because it just kind of ended, and then it was suddenly like,
But
hey,
yeah, he
it's
talks about
daytime.
they talk about like being called a freak and the way he looks at her, like, oh, wow, yeah, I get that because gills and such. He doesn't say that, but
Yeah,
he doesn't talk. He just kind of looks at her
because
like, yeah, I get
he
it.
calls her his friend later on,
Yeah,
which is cool. But I was like, I don't really know where that came from, other than like the attachment he had suddenly. But like, it's cool to hear those scenes be like, oh, that makes more sense now. Why he would fucking go to the ends of the earth to save this fucking little girl because he's like, oh no, she's my friend. I actually
yeah,
like this kid.
I mean, I
She
feel
grew
like
on me.
he still has a dilemma with it. Like even when he
Yeah,
goes, like at the end when he does go and find that little other community with those people had broken off and they're stuck in those little
yeah.
boats. And I think even then he's kind of thinking like, eh. But I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
what it is that like changes him.
Yeah, because in that scene he's like getting shit ready, like he's like got a plan, like he's gonna go do it, kind of a thing. Like he doesn't give a shit about the dry land. I don't think. I
Mm-mm.
mean, he never did. But I
No,
think like that moment was cool because he was just like, "Oh no, I'm gonna get my fucking friend back."
I like that. He's like, oh, that's you could take that boat, and I like how she's like, well, you can either give it to him or he's just gonna fucking take
Yeah, exactly.
it. I'm like, pretty much. Like he's survived this long. You really want to go toe to toe with that guy? I wouldn't. I'd be like, have fun.
And you know,
Enjoy
this
your
also
boat.
makes that scene it makes a lot more sense. So that the scene later on, once again, not in any particular order of this episode, but when he's like storming the ship, and Enola is telling the guy from Willow, like, oh, you're fucking with my friend. I'm like, he can hide in broad daylight. He can fucking kill you
Yeah.
before you even know. Like, having that build up to, like, I thought in just that moment she's like, oh, she's just fucking freaking out the guy, but it's like, oh no, they actually had like a good connection at that point.
Well, I mean, she asks him, like,
Yeah.
she goes, "Have you ever killed anybody?"
Yeah, he's like, yeah. What about kids? He's like, oh,
Hmm.
I don't know. If I say
Maybe.
yes, will it shut you up? So like it was cool. Like I like how she's like building him up, and like trying to freak the guy out. But it's also like, oh no, they
You
actually
can
ended
tell.
up.
You can tell they're getting a little bit
Yeah,
like, man,
I
fuck you.
ain't scared.
Stop talking about him.
I ain't scared.
They're like,
My
nah,
friend.
he's dead. And I'm like, he can breathe underwater. He just dove underwater.
Yeah, dude. He just took the so like they go under the water. He shows her with the diving bell, and he's like, "Don't worry, we'll just leave this small child up here all alone
Yeah.
while we're underwater for who fucking knows how long." So like they come up, and she's hiding in the tube of the ship
Mhm.
because everybody showed up, and then before they torch the place, the mariner's like, "Go underwater. I'll breathe for the both of us," which is like, okay, I get it. I don't
Well,
know.
they trick the little girl.
Yeah, because he's
'Cause
like,
they're
"Well,
like,
just kill them both," and she's like, "No."
I was
And
like,
he
just kill
gets
them both,
every time.
and they just shoot. Like he just goes goo goo, and that's when she's
Yeah.
like, no.
Gets him every time. I love that. But yeah, when they're just like,
I
"Oh,
like
breathe
that
for the
too.
both
That
of
scene
us."
when they're like, well, what do we do? We ain't never had anybody that didn't just.
They both never
They're
said
both
no
aren't
before.
talking.
Yeah, we've never had that. Tell me the rules again. It's like we've never had this.
And they're
before.
both just they're all just like, and that's when he was like, oh, well, I guess since no one's gonna talk.
Yeah. This part was weird too. So like earlier, she was like, "Oh, don't throw us overboard, or don't throw the kid overboard," because he's like, she's dead weight. And then she's like, "Oh, how about if I give you my body?" And she like gets naked, and he just like looks at it all weird for a while, and then just like walks off.
Yeah.
And then this part's like, "Why didn't you want me?" He's like, "'Cause you didn't want me."
Yeah, I was like,
And then they bang, which is
Yeah.
weird.
I'm like,
And it's
really?
like this
You're
ship
gonna bang on
is
this, like-
sinking. It's on
Yeah.
fucking fire, and this child has been taken. And you're like, "Oh, let's do it." Okay.
Yeah, I was like, this is
Not the
a weird. This is a weird sex scene.
I could have done without that story part of it, of like them falling in love and like banging. Like him just like coming to terms with humanity would have been just fine. Like making a friend would have been cool, but it didn't have
Like,
to be like
even-
and then we
even-
banged. Or
like,
like a
it-
kiss.
Yeah.
A kiss is fine.
Yeah.
But like to just be like, you remember how I was gonna just give myself to you earlier? I'm gonna do it now on my own will. Yeah. Let's do it.
And I'm Kevin Costner, and I'm down now because
Fuck
you
yeah,
want
dude.
it.
I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. Because you don't want me. That's like the way he says it too. You don't want me before, like a
Yeah,
child.
he's like, oh, well, why didn't you? Because you didn't really want me.
Nobody wants me.
I'm a fish man. No one wants me.
I like that. So after they take her, and why did I forget his name?
Who?
Fucking Dennis Hopper's
Oh,
character.
he's the deacon.
The deacon. I like how he's like trying to talk to her and barter, and he's like, "Oh, you want to smoke? Nothing like a smoke after you lose your mother." Like I fucking love that
Yeah.
scene when he's like trying to
He's
get
like,
her to
"Oh."
talk about like the map and the dry land,
I love that though, when she starts talking about like, he'll come for me, and and he's like, oh yeah, well when he does, I'm gonna crack his head open and eat his brain.
He's a fucking good villain.
I
man.
know.
He did such a good job. And also, like, they're like, they have her on the table and they're like looking at the tattoo on her back. I'm like, why don't we just trace it? Because they're talking about, oh, if we cut it off and do this kind of
And
stuff, I'm like,
then-
just trace it.
And then we'll tan it, and I'm like, you're making more work for yourself.
Just trace it. The old scientist dude did. He had fucking
You said a
papers of it
paper.
traced.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do. It's better than looking at tattoo, because that tattoo is a little sun faded, a little burnt. It's kind of
Yeah.
all mushing into one. Couldn't read it anymore, so. I know they're dumb and they're bad guys, but seriously, just trace it.
Yeah.
So this is when he's like hyping up the place, being like, "We have the map. We got dry land. Here's cigarettes and canned food and spam for everybody.
It's
Now
called.
fucking
Did
get
you
to
see
work."
what it said on those?
Uh-uh.
It's called Smeat. Like I was like, oh, it's spam. I'm
I
like,
like
wait a
that.
minute, that says Smeat. That's good.
Smeat. We couldn't afford the rights to spam, so we have Smeat.
Yeah.
It's something like meat. It's Smeat.
Cans of Smeat. And then that's when he's going around, and she's talking about him to that
Yeah.
to Willow guy. She's
Yeah,
like,
and
you
he's
shouldn't
like,
be
you
doing
know,
that. He's like slamming fucking whiskey or
yeah,
vodka or something.
and the Mariner. So like this was a weird cut. So like the Mariner was outside and he crawls his way up,
Mm-hmm.
and he's looking at like the Dennis Hopper giving the speech,
Mm-hmm.
and then he looks over the side and there's those two guys. So he goes down there and he kills those guys.
Yeah.
And then there's a weird cut where suddenly he's above water and he has all their shit on and he's like in a different place. And I was like, wait, what the fuck was that? And then it's the end of the scene. So it's like it was a weird cut there.
So in this cut that I saw, he jumps on those guys, holds the dudes underwater.
Holds them underwater. Yeah, yeah.
Obviously steals their clothes, climbs out, hides it. So anyway, he jumps off and he holds those dudes underwater. They die. I'm assuming he just takes that dude's clothes and then climbs up
Yeah.
on that thing. And then after that, there's like a scene where there's a dude standing and he's like, oh, hey, is that you, whoever? And he's like, he doesn't say anything. It's just Kevin Costner riding around down on this like on
Oh,
the
and
thing.
he comes up in it. Okay,
Smashes
so then
that-
that just must have been a weird cut because suddenly he comes out of the water and he has all their shit on. I was
Yeah.
like, man, he got that on fast. Okay, so I guess that was.
And
just
then he comes up and he
editing.
crushes that dude.
Yeah, like that part is in the movie. Yeah, okay.
Crushes that guy. Those other guys come up and they're like, whoa.
Whoa, who's this guy? And then just starts fucking shit up.
Well, there's two guys that come up and he looks like he's about to kill him, like they're gonna get pissed at him.
Yeah.
And he's like standing there and they're like, oh, you killed him. And then they're like, oh, psh, you never could stay out of the way. And the other guy's like, cool, now I'm in charge.
Yeah, peace.
And then
Yeah,
he's
see,
like,
that wasn't in there.
okay, and he just walks away.
Because yeah, it was just like boom, goes in there, and then everybody's running around the ship. 'Cause
Yeah,
they're,
there's,
going
like-
to their spots. They're like rowing the boats, and then then it just cuts to him like up top talking to.
Yeah, because after he does that in the version I watched, two dudes like see him, and they walk up and they're like, and he's like pulling his gun like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's not my version. Oh well.
But anyway,
I will say the I do like the costumes in this movie. There's like a lot of cool details on them. Because the Deacon has like all those 6-pack plastic things for like 6-packs like around his like cool jacket that he's got.
Yeah.
So like I like that, like them just like decorating with just like fucking garbage. Like he even has like all those like medals at one point just because he has like that. And that picture of the dude that's
Yeah,
like, the boats,
other
just
captain,
like some fucking random guy, but he's like this thing to him. But like the detail and like what they're wearing of like what they could scrounge up, like that's pretty fucking good.
Like, I don't know if this is in the theatrical cut, but there's a part where Deacon's talking about, like, I can't remember what he calls it, but he calls it, like, the something expansion. Like, he's almost like a weird religious leader, the way he talks.
Okay, yeah.
And it kind of fleshes out his character a little bit more, too. Like, it makes a little bit more sense that he's not just looking for dry land to be, like, he's, like, developing it somewhat, but he's, like, wants them to, like, spread out. I don't know. The way it goes about it is, like, he just comes off very, like, not religious, but more in the sense of like cult leader.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I mean that makes more sense because like it's in this like it was just like they want to get the girls so they can get to dry land. Yeah. That's it. Like I mean being called a deacon makes more sense now if he's a deacon of that. That's cool.
Of like I can't remember what it's called. God, it had sort of a cool name to it. It's like the something expansion or something.
Yeah. There is a line that she says. I really did like it when she's like hyping up the Mariner and she goes, "He doesn't have a name, so death can't find him." And I was like, "That's fucking cool, girl. Ooh. Damn, you thought of that yourself?
Damn.
Fuck yeah, that's not bad."
It gave me chills. It gave me chills.
I was like, ooh. And like meanwhile, she's like telling us, and he's going around like fucking killing dudes, style.
Mm-hmm. Climbing around on shit, just stabbing dudes.
How many people do you think died of tetanus on this boat? because there was just rusted out areas that people were like running through. So like people had to cut their hands on that like all the fucking time.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of kids. And
Yeah.
I'm wondering where the fuck are all these kids coming from?
I mean, hey, people banging and stuff like that. You know, they
I
live on this
guess.
boat. That's
I guess
that's
that's true.
their home. You know, it's their city.
We're
But
seeing
like,
a
how many
whole lot of
times is like
women,
somebody
but-
like fucking around, like, ah, shit, and then they die because they have like
Probably a
tetanus
lot,
now,
but I mean,
you know?
who cares? Because
Don't touch the rust.
Yeah, keep your hands off the rust.
So then, you know, the mariner is like, he shows up, he's on the bottom, and he's talking to Deacon up top, and he's like, I want my friend. He's like, I just came here for my friend. I don't give anything else. Fuck about anything else. Like, oh, golly gee, a single tear runs down my cheek. I love that fucking
I know.
line he says to him. And he's like, oh, and then he has the little flare. He's like, you know what this is? And he's like, I'm gonna blow it up, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, you ain't got the guts. And then he just fucking does it.
Yeah,
Like,
just
okay,
drops it in
that's
there. He's like,
fucking
no!
cool. That's fucking cool. I do appreciate that, where he's like, you wouldn't dare. And he's just like, okay. And then just drops it in there.
Yeah,
I was
like that's, he just smiles at him.
fucking awesome. Oh, thank God. And then does that cool, like, jumps down the hole. And then the ship's blowing up, folks. Huge fucking pyrotechnics. Now he's killing guys while he's, like, going down chains and stuff. And it's a pretty cool scene. This scene is pretty cool in the movie.
And
I will say.
then, what's his name grabs Enola. They start running
Oh, yeah,
out and
he's-
gets in that plane.
Yeah, he's in the plane. The blonde dude's like, finally I get to drive the car. And then he crashes it.
Yeah.
Because, like, Kevin Costner, the mariner, like, does a cool fucking zip line thing out of the way, and he's like shooting him while he's going over him.
Mhm.
And you're like, oh, obviously dead. The guy crashed. He's obviously dead.
Yep.
No. He finally gets up there. Meanwhile, yeah, the deacon's got the girl in the plane, and like, how
Yeah, he
keeps
got
yelling at her.
down there really fast.
He keeps yelling at her because she's like trying to bite him and shit like that. That's
Yeah.
pretty fucking great. But then, this is when he does that cool fucking zip line, and I will give Kevin Costner props for this and kudos. Is that like he did do a lot of his own stunts, because I had to look into that afterwards, because he's doing that fucking. I mean, you can see that he's like also like strapped in, but he's like
Yeah.
going down that thing while there's like fucking explosions going off. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. Because there was also another one when he went like up the boat with
Yeah.
like his little thing. It was him, and you're like, okay, that's cool. Like it.
See,
I
think
appreciate.
I think
that.
if I was going to be in an action movie, I would totally do my own stunts, even though I'd probably get hurt.
Oh
like
yeah,
I want it
because,
to
like,
be me though. I don't want it to be like
Yeah.
all of a sudden like some dude, like chiseled dude with like a goatee or something, just and then
then
me
back to
again.
going,
You know,
"Ooh."
yeah, screw
You
that.
know, it's just-
I'd rather
it's-
my real reaction of like ah.
So I don't know. It's that I appreciated it.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I will give him that. So the plane crashes. He grabs her out of it, and how do they get off the blimp's coming by, right?
Is that what?
And so
Oh,
he
yeah.
one arm, like, this is what was impressive. He has one hand on the rope, and he's holding the girl, and he lifts them both up. I'm
Yeah.
like, that guy's got some fucking strength. Well, I know he could swim and jump out of the water really fast. but
Oh
he got
yeah,
some
he
fucking
just
strength. If
launched
he can
himself
just like,
out of the water.
if he can fucking just raw dog hold that rope with one hand while also holding a little girl who's also being tugged on by Dennis Hopper at the same
Yeah.
time. He's fucking got good dexterity on his hands.
But I mean, well, I mean, they show like his arms. It looks like he's holding on. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, he's
That would be
fucking
rough.
ripped, dude. She falls in the water, right? Because
Yeah.
Dennis Hopper shoots, and this is when he does the bungee thing, right?
Oh yeah, and they're all
Tie
like,
this off, and I like how she's like, ooh,
and he just
what?
jumps off the thing, and you're like,
yeah.
oh,
Like
I'd
the one
probably be
guy's
doing
like,
the same.
tie it off,
Tie it
dude."
off. What are you doing? You just
Yeah.
gotta keep. That's cool though. He gets her out of the water, goes flying up.
And then
I'm like, wait, wouldn't he fall back into that?
I have that same fucking note of just like, oh, and then just toast him. But it does look like they've drifted off at that
Yeah.
point. So like, but still, I feel like it would look good
Like,
back in
burned
the
him a
fire.
little
They're
bit.
both dead, you know.
Or at least singed him a little, you know? Maybe
Yeah,
not
just
killed
a
him, but
little.
then we get this long scene of them flying.
I might have to pause for a minute and go pick up Christine.
Okay.
If that's cool.
I guess so.
I know we're on a roll too. Hang on, let me see what she says. Yeah. All right. We'll put this on pause. We'll put a pin in it.
Okay.
If I hit pause, can I? They're in the blimp, and like this was a cool moment because like I don't know how long they're gonna be up there. I mean, like they're all mouths, they're all like bleh, like
Yeah.
getting gross, but like he takes that last bit of water and then gives it to Alona or
Yeah.
Alona. I was like, that's pretty cool. You know?
Yeah.
His friend. It's my friend.
That's my friend. She's my friend.
I'm saving my friend. So
And then he wakes up and sees a seagull looking at him.
which I wonder
Which
if he's ever seen before.
I don't think so.
Like
I don't
none
think
of them
any of
have
them.
because like that was the whole thing with the little girls. Like she was drawing like horses and things that people haven't seen before because they're like, what the fuck is this animal? Because it's all like
Yeah.
land dwelling animals. So like that'd be pretty crazy to be like, what the fuck is this bird?
You know, we didn't talk about the fishing part.
Oh, the giant fish. Oh
Yeah.
shit. All right, let's talk about that. I'll edit this back in earlier in the fucking film. That was fucking hilarious, but also like cool at the same time.
Yeah, like, and kind of goofy, but like cool because like yeah, the creatures probably would get pretty fucking big if they had that
Yeah,
much
I mean they
space.
don't. They have that space, and we don't have constant. Like I know there's probably people hunting them to like it's like the main source of food for them. But like, yeah, like a fish in a big pond gets bigger with its surroundings. So if like there's nothing but water, then yeah, fish are gonna be like giant mutant like
Yeah.
it looked like something from like Star Wars Phantom Menace, when they're
Yeah,
like
well, it had
going
like a
through.
sideways mouth. It was like
Yeah, and then just blows out the sides of it or whatever.
yeah,
I do like that because, like, yeah, that was after the weird, creepy scene, so maybe that's why I, like, kind of blocked it out.
yeah.
But they had that fishing pool. It was like, you're not going to catch anything with this, and he just, like, chucks it over the end of it. Like,
Yeah.
it makes me wonder how much he fishes like that.
Enough to get some food.
Yeah, where he's like, he does that all the time, where he's like, time to go fishing, and then gets in the water and, like, better
I don't
be
know.
the
He
bait.
just doesn't. He doesn't seem like he does it a whole lot.
Yeah. But he's, like, confident with it. He's like, I got this. Don't
Like
worry.
I've done it before. It's not a big deal. You got to do
Yeah.
it this way.
I get swallowed by a fish, blow it up from the inside, and then we get big old hunks of just like on the coals too, just fish,
Yeah.
just like happy now. Mm-hmm. And how?
And that's when he teaches her how to swim, and she's like, "Oh, there's some monsters in there."
That's right. Okay, yeah. It's like some of this movie is like it's weird for me, like the timeline of it and everything too. Or I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, when the fuck that happened?
It was just a small
Yeah.
part we skipped.
I do remember that because I forgot. Like I have it in here. It was like, fucking giant fish was like that was pretty fucking rad.
But then, okay, so they're flying. They see the seagull, or yeah,
And then they see a big old mountain, and there's land.
they just happen to be right at the beach too.
Boom.
They didn't sleep like into the land.
Yeah, right near the beach, man. And yeah, they're all out there looking at dirt. There's waterfalls. The guy's like, "It's fresh water," I was like, "Oh yeah, they don't have like
Yeah,
vast amounts of that." And they see horses, which like that would freak me the fuck out. If I
right.
had
I'd be like,
never
"Oh my god,
seen-
are those things gonna attack us? What is that?"
Yeah, like those things have 4 legs. They're running on the ground. I've never seen a fucking thing like that before in my life. But they're just like, oh wow, and like at first, and the weird part too is like they go up to those like huts and there's like those 2 skeletons,
Mhm.
and then this also kind of makes more sense with the deleted scenes you're talking about. But she like just comes in and she goes, "I'm home," because there's like the papers.
Yeah, and like
Of,
the
like,
tattoo
the
thing, and I'm
map.
thinking like, so they tattooed a baby and
This
threw
makes
it
me
in a
wonder
basket, and
If
like,
if there's more kids like that out there.
yeah,
If they just like tattooed a bunch of babies and were just like peace, like were
Like,
they
let's-
messengers or were they
let's
like
have
trying
as
to
many
save the
babies
kids?
as we can, and send them
Yeah.
all out in baskets, and we can get a population here. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if they were like messengers of being like, hey, here's a map that nobody else can really read because
Also, like,
that's
it shows the thing they tattooed with, and it's like that
Yeah.
super old school thing. I'm like, you tattooed a fucking baby with that?
yeah.
How did
that
you-
thing's like-
Like, not only is that baby gonna be fucking freaking out, but the work on that back is really, really good.
Well, they just they knocked her out. They gave her some good old fashioned whiskey.
Oh.
Knocked that baby right out. Which makes me wonder. the how large it would have been on the baby's back for her to grow up, and it's still like, I mean, it's like
Yeah,
this big on her back. So when she was a baby,
taking
was it
up
like
like
the
most of her
entire
back.
back?
Yeah,
Like, because like that would like stretch out with her
yeah,
growing. So I
yeah.
don't know. Maybe they made it really small, so when she grew up, it stretched
Just gets
into
bigger.
yeah. But yeah, she just like walks in and goes, "I'm home," and then looks at like the music box and stuff.
Oh, there's another part that I don't know could have been a deleted scene, but he's got like speakers and like a CD player.
No, that's not in the. See,
Okay,
that's fucking
yeah.
cool.
He's sitting out and he's playing music, and she's like the girl comes, she's like, what is going on?
Yeah,
And he's just like sitting there, and he's got these like beat up ass old looking like computer speakers and like an old like Discman
dude,
playing
like
like
that kind
jazz.
of shit should have been in there, not the fucking extended creepy scene with the barter dude with the Chinese papers. Like
Yeah,
that should not have been.
as long as it was like this
Yeah,
scene made like it was cool. It was just like them on their way to wherever. I can't remember. It was just one of the scenes where they're on the boat after they
I just
escaped
want
that.
like, and that's cool because I want to see more of the cool shit he's collected. You
Yeah,
know,
and that was cool
like,
to see that. I was like, oh shit, because I didn't remember that, and I was like, oh damn.
and that's like, and that's another cool like detail to be like, people don't know what the fuck like CDs or music is. Like maybe they play music, like hitting pipes and shit, but they
And
don't know
what's
what like.
cool is like, you remember that part in the beginning, and he comes up and he's got that lighter,
Yeah,
and he just
yeah,
kind of like
yeah.
flicks it, and then he puts it in his mouth. Well, he's like messing with that lighter in that scene. He's
That's
got it, and he
cool.
takes out his. He's like,
That's fucking cool. Yeah, I did like that where at the beginning he just has it in his mouth and he's got like the little like harpoon thing. He's at point of the dude and he just keeps having it in his mouth because it's like, you know what the fuck it's for.
yeah,
I don't know. But I got to hold on to my doodad. I really like it. At first, when I saw him like looking around when he's on the ground and looking scared, I kind of laughed. But then like when I thought about it, I was like, this dude's only been on the water.
and I
And
noticed
like
something
he's
about
like
him, and I
a,
don't know if this was like a detail, is that he's like whenever he's not on his boat, and like even
he's
when he
like,
goes, he stumbles. Like he
yeah.
literally stumbles up shit in that build, like in when he goes into that thing. And I don't know if it was just because he's wearing those stupid boots, or if it was a detail they put in.
Yeah.
Because I
Because
noticed
like,
that. Because like even once he gets to land, he's just like all kind of like, and
because
he
yeah.
walks up those like rocks. He's just like,
Because it's like, because he even like says to the girls, like, it doesn't move right.
yeah,
And like even when he goes to that big ship where Dennis Hopper's at, like he hits the base of it with like the
yeah,
like dirt and like the barnacles, and he's like, oh, and like even was like weirded out by that. So it's like no wonder
yeah.
he's like, because so like at
It's
first I
like
was like, this
sensory
is
overload
goofy.
to him or
Yeah,
something.
because there's sounds. You got birds, fucking horses. Like, because there was that moment earlier when he tells the kid of like, do you hear that? And she's like, no. He's like, because you don't shut up.
Yeah, you don't ever just sit down and listen.
Yeah. And like he's used to that like quietness and just of the ocean. So like I get it the more I think about it. I was like, okay, I can see why he's like freaked out and like looking like, ooh. I was like, oh, he scared of the wind, and then I was like, oh wait, he actually
He's
like it's
never really been on it.
yeah, like it like I forgot how long it's been. I was like, oh, people don't fucking know. So it's like,
Like even the people that are there, and even what she says to him, oh, it's just land sickness. You'll get over it. He'll say
that
you'll
was
get over it.
fucking funny. I kind of like that too. It's like it's just land sickness. Everybody's getting over it. And I was like, that's like a funny thing of like
Which
just
probably would be a thing because
yeah,
like
if you're
if you're
used to
constantly yeah, and then all of a sudden
like
it's just
all the time, your entire life, always on water, even like on a giant city boat thing,
yeah,
you're always on water. And so yeah, and you're on land, you're like, oh, what's this going on?
it would probably be weird. Like I
Yeah,
mean, especially for like them, like they've never been on land.
no. And yeah, like it makes more sense now, like him going like, I don't want to be here. It doesn't move right. I belong in the water. I'm a fish man.
Well, like basically, he's just like he's he's like a pirate basically.
Yeah.
Like he's just what it's his thing. He wants to be
He
on the
just likes
water. Like it's just
he likes collecting stuff and being on the water, and that's not so wrong.
I always like to think that like even though he left, he would come back every so often.
Yeah, like because I mean that's his friend, and like I like how she like gives him the thing, and then she just like runs off into nowhere on the
Yeah,
beach. I'm like, where are you going?
yeah.
Just run. Where are you going?
That's probably a bad idea. But then again, they
And
don't know
just
about animals and shit, so
yeah, which is gonna be hard. There's not that many of them to like learn the hard way about things of not what not to eat, animals to not fuck with, what's poisonous as far as like plants and like
hmm
things like that. Like you don't have that many people to like be like, oops, So you got to start
Yeah.
all over. We took a long time as humans going, don't eat those berries or don't fuck with those animals or hey, if we cook it like this, it's edible, but if
It's
we
yeah,
don't,
but
it's
if you
not.
don't, then it's not, and you'll get really, really sick.
Then there was also that weird scene where he like kisses the lady. It was very awkward. Because,
Yeah,
but
like it
like, but
just
like,
because he's like all leaning down, and it's like, oh, dude, it just doesn't seem like she's into it.
yeah. But like once again, I'm like, oh, he doesn't really know what that's like because he's like
Yeah.
not around people. But whatever. Don't think about it too much. But like, is she? Do you think she's pregnant? She's gonna have a mutant baby now.
Well, I mean, it's just like the next step in evolution. It would be a good thing for them, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, and that's a good thing. Like that was a great thing for humans to be adapt to is like be able to breathe underwater when the whole planet is water.
Yeah. Which I mean
I'd be
is a good chance that if that were to happen, there maybe along the lines humans might develop that.
yeah. I mean, we've developed a lot of things according to our environment. So I
Well, I
mean, I
mean,
don't
we
see why
start
not.
out with like gills as babies. Like,
Yeah,
well, I mean, we're not technically bit. We're like,
little
when
fetuses,
yeah,
embryos, but
yeah.
like. Yeah, and like I'd be more jealous if anything if I saw a
I
dude
know.
that
I'd be
had
like,
gills and be
what?
like, man, that's not fair. And you got cool web feet, you can fucking swim
And you
all
get like,
fast.
that's not cool, man. No wonder you got all the dirt. No, that's probably what their problem was. They were probably jealous of him.
He's a mutant. He's a freak. Do you think there's other ones out there too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's got to be. How could he be the
Yeah.
only one?
Like we're his
I mean, I guess it's
parents.
possible, but
There's gotta be. Like
I would
there's not
say
just be like
like
one dude that's
because
like
I mean they refer to like the past as like the ancients, and they've been off of land for so long they don't know what animals and shit are. There's a good chance that there's more of him.
oh yeah, and I mean like that's just natural evolution to be like more of them
Yeah,
being like that, like just making
I
functional
still I
gills.
still wouldn't be like you're not a man. I'm like you. Yeah,
And
you are. You
and I
just can
guess
breathe
they must come
underwater.
across more because they keep calling him a mutant and they're like
Yeah,
freaking out like they've seen him before.
yeah,
So maybe not gills per se, but like something else.
like other
Maybe they had
mutations.
webbed
Yeah.
hands, or weird eyes over here, or like a fish. Like who knows?
Well, it just makes it seem like there's some sort of like maybe. Well, I mean, even he talks about like, well, or I can't remember, but like something gets brought up. It's like, well, the ancients are basically the ones that fucked all this up. Like, if it wasn't for them, then everything wouldn't be underwater. It's like they
Yeah,
messed things up. Like,
yeah. I
it's
mean,
the
there was
way it
that.
is because of them.
Yeah, and there was that exposition at the beginning, that classic '90s movie. They don't do it anymore, but that like
Yeah.
La Fontaine of like in a world,
Yeah.
polar ice caps have melted and it's all water. Like
It was
they
really
don't.
quiet.
Yeah,
Like, I had it and I'm like, oh, somebody
which
is talking.
again,
I crank it up, and then it got all loud. I was like, oh,
is like my problem with the music is the music's so like bah and loud for a movie of like being quiet, still water a lot of the time. It's like it shouldn't be such grandioso,
yeah.
music, but whatever. But then he gets off on a little new boat. Kind of looks like his old boat. Now he's got to build it from scratch. But I mean, he's good at finding parts. He's got it.
I feel like he sort of enjoys the
He's a tinkerer kind of a
yeah.
guy.
He
He just
enjoys
likes.
the searching, the
And, yeah, and
scavenging, I
plus he's
guess.
built it once before, so he can do it again. And maybe he's like, this time I'm gonna make the thing a little more sturdy, so if I shoot a plane, it's not gonna fucking rip it out.
Yeah, but I don't see him
Or
shooting at the
easily
plane like that.
detachable. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like that was a dumb idea.
But even if he did,
So,
he would have cut the fucking rope anyway.
but I mean, he'll make a new badass boat, and he'll come back. He's gonna come back.
See, I know, but he doesn't know how to really say that. Like, oh, I'll come back. He just kind of
Yeah,
like, well,
I gotta go now.
yeah.
He just doesn't know how to interact with humans very well. So,
Maybe,
but they watch him go off in the distance up on a hill, and then that's it.
yeah. That's how it
So
ends.
that's just how it
Oh no
ends.
no
Yeah.
no no. She talks to him, and she goes. It was after what's her name gives him the music box.
Yeah.
And the other woman comes up and she's like, well, I don't really have anything to give you. And she's like, oh, wait. Yeah, I'll give you a name. She calls him Ulysses.
Oh, that's definitely not in the theater. I guess that makes sense with the Ulysses cut. Okay.
And it's kind of cool because it's just
All
like,
right.
and he's like, all right.
Well, now he's got to come back because he's
Yeah.
Ulysses.
Yeah.
So,
I
like,
can't remember why she calls him that. It has something to
it's
there's
like,
a
I know
meaning
that's like
behind
an
it.
old Greek or Roman, like, myth or tale was Ulysses. I do like how Poseidon still exists too.
Yeah,
When the guy like
yeah,
threatens like, "Oh, Poseidon, fucking coming down on you or some shit."
yeah.
Like that was pretty cool. But yeah, like I know Ulysses is something like that, like the Iliad Odyssey bullshit. I
Yeah.
don't know. Not saying it's bullshit, but it's along those lines of like a classic tale.
It's
I
an
could
epic
also be very
tale.
wrong. Yeah, she just named him after Ulysses S. Grant, and she was just really into the Civil War.
I don't think they know what the Civil War is.
Yeah,
I mean, she was surprised to see buildings. It was crazy because one of
yeah,
the ones that they went by, I'm like, that looks like it's like one of the buildings in Denver, like that weird like curved one
yeah.
with
I
the.
was like,
I was
maybe
like,
it's
wait, are they
Denver.
in Denver?
I do like how there's like a submarine too, like in the
Yeah,
middle of the city,
so
which
it's
like
just
makes sense,
busted. Yeah.
and just like such a cool look. Do you think I did read that it might be Everest that they find, like the island,
Oh,
like
it is.
the land,
It
like
is
that's like
because they find
Everest.
like a
That's cool.
plaque.
Oh, cool. Yeah, see that? I don't remember that.
They
That's
took
funny.
that out.
Yeah. Damn it. That makes sense.
It is.
Fuck.
It's in the movie. It's on a little plaque there on
That's
Everest. That makes
cool.
sense. That's
Yeah.
cool. That's really badass. I didn't even really think about it. Now that you bring it up, and I'm like, yeah, well, yeah, it would be like tropical. That's crazy.
Yeah, because it's like now it's sea level and it's warm, and it's like
But I
yeah,
mean, like, and I don't know if that would technically work in real life because isn't Everest getting smaller? Like it's because of the moving of the plates.
yeah, but also the world wouldn't get entirely covered with water if the polar caps
And also, wouldn't
melted.
they just find like tons of corpses there?
Yeah, like I mean, like yeah, it's full. Maybe they got rid of those when the water was coming up. They're like, I don't know, dump them in the ocean. We
Or
don't
I
need
guess
all
once
these dead
all the
bodies.
snow started melting off of
Then just
it.
start sliding down into the ocean. But yeah, that's it.
That's
And
basically it.
yeah,
And it's wrapped up pretty neat, I guess. You know, it just ends. It's nice. It doesn't, you
it
get to
doesn't need
kind
to be
of
anything more than that.
no,
You know,
no, and you get to kind of put you fill in the blanks with your brain. You know, does
your
he come back? Sure.
imagination.
I choose to think that he came back.
Yeah, it's his friend. He blew up
Yeah.
an entire ship
I'm
and
like,
killed
you're not
countless
gonna
people.
go, yeah, and do shit like that and not come
Yeah,
back for a visit at least every so
yeah.
often.
It is also sad that a child can outact Kevin Costner,
Right? Oh my
but
god.
it's I don't know. It's not that hard at the end of the day. I mean, I'm sure there's
She's
people that is better, but
she's a
she's
good
like
actor though.
she's a good actress. Like
Yeah.
as starting as a kid, because Karina, love that fucking movie. When the world floods from the polar ice caps because Waterworld is a documentary and not a science fiction movie, there is going to be one thing that stands the test of time that lasts through all of that, and it's a website.
That's right. It's projectnerd.com. That's project-nerd.com. Don't forget the hyphen. And there, you're going to find stuff to make you feel better about the whole world flooding. You're going to find us. I mean, we are talking about it right now, but we talk about other things too. And you're going to find unboxing videos. You're going to find cool wrestling stuff, um, funny things, movie stuff. It's a cornucopia of nerdy things for nerdy people, just like Dylan and I here.
And you, hopefully.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
if
I'm
you're
not gonna
watching
like
this,
come out and call you a nerd, but if you're a nerd, that's fine. Thank you for watching. And if you're not a nerd, you're a nerd because you're watching our
yeah,
show.
because you're watching it. I mean, you're literally watching a show on Project Nerd hyphen Project hyphen Nerd. Don't
Hyphennerd.com.
forget
Go
the
check
hyphen.
it out. www. World Wide Web. Project-nerd.com. It's a click away. Let's rate this movie. So, I've never been a huge fan of this movie. Ever since I was a wee lad, I was like, I don't know, Waterworld. It's not that great. Going into it with a different perspective as an adult and, growing as a human, being less cynical, it's not horrible. It's got really cool parts to it. There's parts that I wish were taken out, but having heard the deleted scenes you had seen, it kind of makes the movie a little bit better. I don't want to say I want to rewatch Waterworld, but I might rewatch it someday. The Ulysses cut, who knows? It might have made it better. Kevin Costner's not great, but Kevin Costner's not great in anything. Sorry, Kevin Costner, if you watch our show, I doubt you will. Everything else is pretty cool. Dennis Hopper, fucking awesome like always. I'm gonna give it weeboo waboo baboo baboo 7.35 piss jars out of 10.
So for me, this movie definitely has like some nostalgic feelings to it. Well, I watched it when I was a kid, and I really liked it. And I originally watched the theatrical cut, and I think as a kid, I was just more about like, wow, it's like a world of water, and like this guy's like kind of a pirate, and it's like actiony. But going back and rewatching it, I mean, like you said, Kevin Costner's really not great in anything. He's not the worst actor I've seen. I've definitely seen worse. I think he's better in Dances with Wolves than he is in this movie. I do enjoy Waterworld, and I think that if you are going to watch it, you need to watch the Ulysses cut because it adds more, fleshes out the characters a little bit better, makes you kind of give a shit about them a little bit more. It doesn't cut random scenes. It adds a little bit more to like Deacon and makes him a bit more of a bigger character. I mean, it's Dennis Hopper. He's always going to chew the scenery. It doesn't matter. This is, it's just one of those movies. Like, it's Waterworld. It's
it's in the title.
You've check it out. It's one of just
what did
check
you
it
rate
out.
it?
I haven't rated it yet. I'm still
I was like, oh shit. I was like, did I miss that?
No, I'm gonna give it an 8.5. Eyeballs falling out of Dennis Hopper's head. I like the movie. It's a fun time to me.
It's grown on me within
goofy.
The discussion, which is good.
I'm going to bring up another part because I don't know if you saw this. There's a part. You remember how he gets the tomato plant?
Yeah, and then he like chucks it in the little hole.
Yeah. Do you remember? Did you see a part where he eats the tomato plant? Or
he was like eating the leaves.
There's a part where he cuts the tomato apart.
Oh no!
And it's great because it's very, very cartoony. Like, Enola and what's her name are like crawling toward him, like while he's like cutting this tomato, and he eats half of it. And then they crawl a little bit closer, and then he cuts it again and eats another part. And you think he's gonna like give them some, but he just eats all of it.
That's fucking great.
And they're like,
because there's
some seeds on the ground on like that are left over, and it looks like they're gonna go, and he just goes and sucks them off the thing and gets up and walks away.
Yeah, because there was that scene where she like calls him ugly if he cut his hair, and he's like chewing the tomato plant leaves and stuff, which is not a good idea. That is how they photosynthesize and grow and make more tomato plants. But hey, maybe he's eating just the right amount,
Yeah.
But yeah, that was all that was in that. But see, that sounds cool. That's like a fucking another cool scene that should have been. Maybe it'll change my mind and give me a little higher grade once I watch the Ulysses cut. Which, like Dane said, make sure that's the one you watch.
I will, if you're going to watch it, watch the Ulysses cut. Yeah, it's long, but it makes more sense, and you'll like the characters more. And I think you'll like the movie a little bit more if you watch that version.
Yeah. It's not like Avatar where you watch the director's cut and it added literally nothing to the story. This actually does.
Yeah. This adds to the story. The director's cut of Avatar added nothing to the story, just ridiculous, unnecessary BS, and it was fine that they cut it out. Oh, look, he's like Jesus on the fucking... That was so dumb. That was so stupid.
So dumb. Fuck Avatar.
I can't wait for Way of the Dog, though. It's going to be great.
Dude, Way of the Dog, I haven't seen it yet, but you future people were fortunate enough to see when it came out, but Avatar 12, Way of the Dog, looking forward to it. It's unfortunately not on the list Gigilax gave us, but maybe as a free day we can watch Way of the Dog.
Avatar or Way of the Dog.
Gonna be good. Might be the only Avatar movie I like. Who knows?
Right?
But yeah, check out Waterworld, and that's it. That's the end of the episode. We appreciate you watching. Thank you. We love you, and
we'll see you next time.
One film. I am Dylan,
and I'm Dane.
And yeah, like he said, we'll see you next week.
Or maybe, or we won't. We will.
Or maybe the world will flood, but then in the promo earlier we said that Project Nerd will live, so I guess that would mean that we could probably have our podcast equipment on our cool boat. So we'll still be working, folks.
We'll be fine. You'll see us for another movie next week.
Bye.